Everyone, welcome back to our channel NEET Atomics, and this is Vamsi here at NEET Atomics. So today we have our chemistry faculty, Mr. Sunil Kumar sir. So he'll be taking up chemistry for you from now onwards. And the first chapter which he'll be going to discuss is the periodic classification of elements. And let me hand over the video to him.
Hi students, my name is R. Sunil Kumar. I am the student of first year MBBS student of SBMC. Today I am going to deal with the periodic classification of elements. Let us start our class. Classification of elements and the periodic table. Modern periodic law and modern periodic table. The classification of elements into different groups, periods and blocks. There are 7 groups and 18 periods. The IUPAC classification of elements. In chemistry, every element or any elements should be classified according to the International Union of Applied Pure Applied Chemistry. Nuclear charge and effective nuclear charge, periodic trend and periodicity. Periodic trend, what is meant by periodic trend and the periodicity, we are going to discuss in the further classes. Now we'll see the atomic radii, ionic radii, ionization energy, electron affinity, electronegativity. Metallic characters. Why elements are classified? Why should classify the elements? There are in the universe, there are so many elements we cannot recognize them, so that many scientists fought for they given their best to make the elements in an order to create a table. Now see the arranging of the elements into different groups on the basis of their similarities in their properties is called classification of elements. The elements are classified according to their properties. Similarities means which element, one element is compared with the another element. The elements having similar properties are placed in a similar group. Now we are going to see the elements. First scientist we're gonna deal with the Newland. Classified the elements in the increasing order of their atomic masses into group of 8 elements called octaves. His idea was that to classify the elements according to his atomic mass, but he is failed because the correct is an atomic number, not the atomic mass. We'll gonna deal with the further his defects. We will see all the known elements and the elements discovered later could not be correctly arranged into the octaves. First he taken as an music octaves, and he made an elements in the octaves order, and the elements are not now discovered, and the further discovered elements are not arranged in the correct order of octaves, so he failed to explain the elements. And some elements having different properties were placed in the same row, like cobalt, nickel having different properties were placed along with the fluorine, chlorine and bromine. See the elements cobalt and nickel having different properties, but he placed it in the same group, so he also failed once again. Next, Mendeleev's periodic table. Gona scientists who are coming back by back, they are increasing, means they are updating the periodic table. Now we'll deal with Mendeleev's periodic table. In order to remove the demerits of previous attempt of classification of elements, a Russian chemist Mendeleev classified the elements on the basis of increasing order of atomics. See, the look at this octaves man and also Mendeleev, both are discovered the elements based on atomic mass. Newland and Mendeleev discovered the periodic table elements based on their atomic mass. He stated that physical and chemical properties of elements are the periodic function of their atomic mass or means he's going to tell that physical means some physical properties and chemical properties, comparing the elements with their atomic mass he has classified, so he is also once again failed. Now see the features of the Mendeleev's periodic table. It consists of 6 horizontal rows called periods. It consists of 8 vertical rows is called groups. Groups are 8 groups, periods are 6 periods. The groups 1 to 7 had 2 subgroups called A subgroup and B subgroup. Group 8 and 3 rows of elements having similar properties were placed in the same group. See, the elements having similar properties are placed in the same group, and the some spaces are left vacant in the table to accommodate the elements to be discovered in future. He think newly to make he left the spaces in the periodic table for the new upcoming the scientists who discovered the new elements to keep them the vacant spaces. These were the separate column left for inert gases. Means in his periodic table he left some table for the inert gas elements. Next, this is not required for you. Advantages of Mendeleev's periodic table. Elements are classified on a more fundamental basis of their atomic masses and properties. I am saying once again, he classified the elements based on their atomic mass. Newland and Mendeleev both are classified the elements based on atomic masses. Spaces are left vacant to accommodate the elements to be discovered in the future. Yes, he left spaces for the future elements which are discovered by new scientists to keep that. It could be predict the properties of the elements which helped in the discovery of new elements. He predicted the properties of some elements. These properties are used for discovering the new elements in future. Inert gas elements discovered later could be placed in the separate group without disturbing them. He's a nice guy. He kept an inert gas elements in a separate table. Correction of atomic weights. Mendeleev corrected the atomic weight of beryllium 9 from the 13.5. Demerits of Mendeleev's periodic table. Position of hydrogen. Position of hydrogen in the periodic table not properly defined. Sometimes hydrogen loses electron like group 1 elements. Sometimes it gains electron like those of 8th group elements. Due to this property of hydrogen, it can be placed either 1 or group. See, the position of hydrogen still now it is a controversy. Hydrogen, if loses 1 electron, it becomes a group 1. If it gain 1 electron, it becomes an 8th group. So the position of hydrogen is still not defined. Separation of chemically similar elements. Some chemically similar elements have been placed in different groups such as copper, mercury, gold, platinum, silver, beryllium and lead. See, the elements, what he said, the physically and chemically similar properties of elements should be placed in the same group, but he placed the chemically similar elements also in different groups, so he also failed. The grouping of chemically dissimilar elements. Certain chemically dissimilar elements have been placed in the same group. For example, copper, silver, gold have been placed in group 1 along with the highly electropositive elements like lithium, sodium and potassium. Position of isotopes. Isotopes have same atomic number, similar chemical properties, but they different atomic masses. Based on the periodic law, an isotope is an element which must have the separate place in the periodic table. However, there was no spaces for the isotopes. He left spaces for the new elements to be discovered, but he not left spaces for the isotopes to be discovered. Next, demerits of Mendelian periodic table. Anonymous pair of an element. Certain elements, it is most important for the NEET, must be remembered. Certain elements having higher atomic weights have been placed wrongly before those with the less atomic weight. Means some elements are some elements are discovered and they kept in a table, and later some elements are discovered which are with a high weight. Means they are not placed before the less atomic weights. So the anonymous pair of elements placed before see the example, they has been placed before the potassium with the atomic weight of 39, having the atomic weight of argon of 39.9. Position of lanthanoids and actinoids. 14 elements from the atomic number 58 to the 71 are termed as an lanthanoids. Position of lanthanoids and actinoids. 14 elements of atomic number 58 cerium. Must be remembered, the number 58 is cerium to the 71 lutetium are termed as lanthanoid. They are rare earth elements. The elements from the atomic number 90 thorium to the 103 lawrencium are termed as an actinoids. trans uranium elements. Please remember, trans uranium elements are called actinoids. These elements have similar properties with that of actinium. Mendeleev could not arrange them the property in their fixed position of iron and platinum group. Mendeleev did not justify the further division of group 1 to 7 into the subgroups of A and B and their three divisions of group 8. Modern periodic law. In order to remove the demerits of previously discovered Mendeleev's classification of elements, a British physician, etc., is basis on the increasing atomic number. He is the correct person who taken the atomic number to place the elements in the correct order. He stated the physical and chemical properties of the elements are the periodic function of their atomic number. Please remember, he is only said that the atomic number principle. Features of the elements are arranged based on increasing atomic number. 7 periods, 18 groups. Inert gases like helium, neon, argon are kept in the 0 group at the extreme right side of the table. Lanthanoids or actinoids are kept below the separate from the main body of the table. Components of modern periodic table. You can read these: periods, short periods, long periods, and incomplete long periods. Periods, modern periodic table, horizontal rows called periods. Each period starts with the alkali metal. Please remember that each period starts with the alkali metal and ends with the inert gas elements. And the elements present in the same period have same number of shells. In short period, first period contains only 2 elements, whereas second and third period contains the elements. So these periods are called short periods. Long periods, second and first, second, third contains few elements, so they are called short period. Long period, fourth and fifth period contain 18 elements each, and sixth period contains 32 elements, so they are called long period. Remember that which is the longest period. Sixth period is the longest period, and fourth and fifth contain 18 elements. Incomplete long period. Seventh period contains, it is important for the NEET, 7th period contains 30 elements. Some gap are left for the elements which are discovered in the future, so it is called as an incomplete long period. Groups. Modern periodic table contains 18 groups. They are called vertical columns. The elements in the same group show the same physical and chemical properties. Also, the elements present in the same group have same number of electrons in the outermost cell. According to the American, the groups are denoted by the Roman numericals followed by either a capital alphabet A if the group is in the S block or P block, or by the B if the group is in. This is not required for you. Groups. Group A, 1A group elements like hydrogen, lithium, sodium, potassium will be there. They are electropositive elements. By losing that one electron, one valency electron will be there. Elements of 1A group alkali elements. They are 1A group elements are strongly basic, okay na? And group 2 these elements beryllium, magnesium, calcium. Valency will be the 2 plus 2. Valency will be the plus 2. They can form the bivalent cations. They are called alkaline earth metals because of their hydroxides which are the less soluble in the water. First 1A group elements are strongly basic. Second group 2 elements are their basic hydroxides which are less soluble in the water. The group 3, group 4 you can read from the NCERT. Transitional element. Those elements lying between the group 2 to group 30A forming the group 1B to the group of 7th B. Group 8 are called transition element. They are the transition elements, all are metals. Electronic configuration will be the most important electron configuration. Please remember the transition element configuration. Inner transition element, the 14 elements from the atomic number. Please remember inner transition elements, their atomic number it starts from the 58 cerium to the 71 are termed as a lanthanoids. They are rare earth metals. Previously also I initiated to remember these elements. These elements from the atomic number 90 to the 103 are also termed actinoids or trans uranium elements. The electronic configuration is most important for the NEET. Please remember that. This periodic table you can read from the NCERT. The following the advantages of modern periodic table. The scientific classification, because of the atomic number is more fundamental properties of an element than the atomic mass. I said most important is atomic number. Who said that? This modern periodic table mostly concentrated on atomic number and also classified based on the atomic number only. In this law, the elements are further classified into four major electronic blocks: S, P, D, F. They are further helps to study the properties of elements more systematically. It fixed the position of hydrogen in 1A group because of hydrogen is a S block element. Remove the anonymous pair of an element, argon, potassium, cobalt, nickel, and arranging elements basis on the atomic number. Since the elements are arranged in increasing atomic number and position of isotopes also justified. What are the mistakes done by the previous scientists? He is corrected all these demerits of Newlands and Mendeleev's. He is corrected. Modern periodic table. Having similar properties of lanthanides, actinides are excluded from the main body, which is easier to study their properties. This gives the explanation for the periodicity of the elements, tells the reason why all elements in the group having similar properties which differ between the groups and periods. Modern periodic table. Metals, non-metals, transition elements, gases are separately placed in the specific location with the specific identity. Defects of modern periodic table. Some defects will be there in every periodic table. Group 7 consists of 3 columns without any justification. Yes, the location of helium amongst the p block element is not fully justified. Its electronic configuration is to be the s block element. Yes, but the helium is placed in the s block, but helium is placed in noble gas elements, but his electronic configuration is similar to the s block. The lanthanides and actinides from the main body of the table still remains to be solved. Yes, Mendelian periodic table and the modern periodic table, see the differences, you will be easily understanding. This is the last slide, and the elements are arranged in the increasing order of their atomic masses. Here atomic masses, here atomic numbers. The total, there are 7 groups and 6 periods. Here will be the total of 18 groups and 7 periods. See the difference should be remembered. Please remember there are 18 groups and 7 periods. Elements having the similar properties are placed directly under one. Elements having similar properties were directly placed on one another. Elements having similar valency shell are present in same period, while elements having same number of valency electrons are present in same group. Position of hydrogen could not explain. Here position of hydrogen is solved and placed above the alkali metals. Last point is not important for you. This is Sunil signing off.